Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we're going to do a champion guide on Coffin Smasher, the new rare who is brought out literally just to smash up the clan boss. So really excited about this guy. I feel like he is the answer to people that have not yet pulled that decrease attack champion like your Tayrells, or some of the more recent ones that have come out that perhaps are just as strong as Tayrell, like Sepulchre. Am I saying that right, guys? Sepulchre. I'm not sure if I am. I don't even care. Coffin smashing him. Why is he so cool? Why is he coming onto the scene as this kind of top tier rare? Potentially, for me, we'll see in a minute if he actually performs well, but I think he could be one of the best rares in the game for clan boss. So let's just go into his kit quickly. He has got an A1, which is a free hitter. Free hitter for clan boss. Tick. We can go on Giant Slayer, which means he's going to get more damage out of his masteries than the standard player. On his A1 as well, he's got the big version of decrease attack. Tick, the most important debuff in the whole game for clan boss. All of his damage is based on HP. Tick, you can build him with some sort of survivability. But let's just go through these different items. So A1, free hit, as I said. 15% chance unbooked, but you can buff it up to 30% chance. So every hit has got pretty much a 1 in 3 chance of him laying decreased attack. And every time he goes, he gets 3 hits. So you'd hope that, and it lasts for 2 turns, you'd hope he's got that up pretty much 100% of the time. And that's what's important about decreased attack. If you get to the higher levels, brutal onwards, as soon as decreased attack drops off, you are wiped. On Nightmare Clan Boss, if you do not have decreased attack on, you will not last much longer than 4 minutes. And that's on a good day. On his A2 then, he has got attacks 1 enemy, 50% chance of placing HP burn for 2 turns. Again, fantastic Clan Boss move. HP burn is stronger the lower down the levels of Clan Boss you are. So the reason I say that, it always hits for 75k, whereas poison scales up as you get to higher levels of clan boss. So for Ultra Nightmare, HP burn is nowhere near as effective as HP burn would be against like easy, normal, hard, brutal. So for that reason, he's actually super effective at the low end clan boss, but he still scales, I think, pretty well, at least up to Nightmare, which is where we're going to see him today. So both of those abilities, really cool. I love them. I think they're great. And then he's also got this pretty cool passive. For a rare, this is rare. It's a really cool ability. So basically, decreases the damage enemies inflict with any AoE hits by 5%. 5% may not seem like a lot, but when you've got clan boss smashing you for big numbers, anything which naturally protects you is a big bonus. 5% is probably the equivalent of putting another few hundred defense on one of your champions. So it's a big ability for a passive for a rare champion. And I think the 3 skills together there are literally like 10 out of 10 clan boss spec. In terms of other areas of the game, I don't really think he's going to be effective. If I'm honest, I can't see that he brings anything to dungeons. I guess now maybe that's not fair. He does bring maybe Fire Knights. Fire Knights is the one place where he brings a bit of added support because he's got that free hit A1, and HP burn's always going to be nice to tick some damage off, reduces the damage you're taking. So yeah, maybe he brings something for Fire Knights, but anywhere else in the game, I can't see that he adds any support. Fire Knights and Clan Boss. So let's just do his review quickly. See, I think a lot of these numbers, it does rank it down. Clan Boss, definitely 5 out of 5. Anyone who's put less than 5, change it, should be a 5. He's probably the best rare in the game right now for Clan Boss, guys. Fire Knights, probably a 4. He doesn't bring any AoE damage, but he is useful. He's definitely useful if you are, working your way up to like level 15, 16, anything there or below, I think is very good. When you get past that, you probably need a bit more AoE damage to get through the waves, but he's still pretty decent. Faction Wars, I don't think he's going to be that good. Can't Doesn't really do much in the way of debuffing. He doesn't have any AoE damage. Doesn't cleanse in any way. I think it's maybe a 2. I can't see that this number makes any sense to me. Locations for campaign. It's not going to be his thing. Minnows. Not going to be his thing. Dragons. Nah. Ice golems. Nah. He could do them. He could do them, but I don't see that he's going to add any real benefit to you. Spiders. No. I mean, the only way I would actually use him in spiders is you could. Nah, I just don't think it's useful. Decreased attack is okay, but there's so many people that do it anyway. I don't think he brings enough. Arena's not going to be his place. Void keep, it'll be okay. Arena offense, just not really his place. Force keep. Nah, none of these are any good to him. All we're going to do is we're going to show him in the 2 places where he really shines, and that's Clan Boss and Fire Knights. So that's my ratings for him. How have I done his masteries then? So I've looked at a Clan Boss build. So we go crit rate, crit damage, more damage when you've got full health. Down this one here. So this one's quite nice. Increased damage when attacking champions with higher health. And then basically I want to end in Giant Slayer. So this doesn't give me a huge amount of benefit for Clan Boss, but it's my avenue into Giant Slayer, which I wanted. This will give me a bit of benefit, probably in Fire Knight, so. And then we've got accuracy, accuracy, accuracy. I've gone for turn meter boost because I'm going to put him into a team that pushes speed. If you were going for like a speed tune team for Nightmare specifically, then I wouldn't have used that ability. But most people probably that are using him are going to be using him to go fast, rather than speed tuning and kind of dropping his speed back. I've then gone through the book and I've got the increased chances to land his debuff of HP burn. That's where we're at. I've taken this one because it might just give us a bit of benefit for Fire Knights, but that's the only reason. You could easily have gone into this one to get his HP burn back quicker. I think we're going to get it back pretty quickly anyway. And then in terms of the way I've geared him, so I've just gone full Immortal set. I've gone for good gear. I'd like to see what sort of damage he can kick out. He's an HP based champion. So I've pushed up some decent levels of HP on him. Not insane, but they're good. Most people say, what? They're not insane. They're not insane. I could probably push another 20k on him, to be fair. But I wanted to get some defense into his build so he actually lasts in the Clan Boss. I wanted some speed. I wanted to push him right up to 100% crit to see what sort of damage he does on his A1. And then we got a bit of crit damage in there as well, 150 odd. And I needed enough accuracy to land that HP burn on Nightmare. So yes, I've gone crit rate on the gloves. Whereas maybe you just go HP. I just wanted to see what he does with crits. I've gone HP on the boots, and then I've gone speed on the boots, HP on the chest, and then I've just kind of got a mixture of the other stats I wanted for those other items. In terms of other ways you could build him, you could definitely go lifesteal set. You could bring accuracy in, you could bring speed in. It kind of depends on what team you're running him with. So I'm going to be running him in a team that's got Hikatoon, that's got Katatoon Counselor, that's got Kale, and then that's got Sand Lashed Survivor. So I don't have a natural healer in that team, which is why I've done 3 sets Immortal, which is going to give me near enough 10% of my health back every turn. It might mean that he ends up dying first. Maybe I should have put him in lifesteal, but I just wanted to test out how much I can get him to hit for. So let's get into Clan Boss first then. Okay, so we're going straight into Nightmare Clan Boss. This is going to be the setup that I do. So I've got defensive champion here who's going to soak up damage for me. I have got ally attack in Katatoon Counselor, speed for days in Hikatoon, poisons are coming out of our Kale, and then decreased attack is coming out of Coffin Smasher here. So we don't have a decreased defense, we don't have a weaken, which is going to kind of stunt our damage a bit. But I mean, I could, just for purpose of damage, I could actually go with a Draco just to sort of show you what I can do in terms of getting poison out there. And no, we don't go with this. I go with a more sort of realistic team, I guess, for most people that are using Coffin Smasher in a team. My gear's decent on all these champs, so I'm not going to say that this is like a real weak team. But you see there, so we've got decreased attack straight on first go. That's nice on the first attack. HP burn straight on as well. Now what I want to do is just slow it down. I didn't see at all there what he just hit for. So let's slow it down and see what sort of damage he's doing on his A1. So we're going in with 8k, 8k, 8k. So 24k per rotation of hit on his A1. It's quite nice. Obviously with the chance to lay Giant Slayer as well. That's without any decreased defense and weaken as well. So that's pretty good. Let's see what this one hits for now. 8k, so consistently hitting for 8k there. And obviously gets his Giant Slayer proc off that one time there. Let's see what he gets on his HP burn ability. Still doing his A1, so we'll just kind of crack it on with A1s. Speed that up a sec. See what we get now. HP burn's gone on 34k. Pretty good, actually. Nice. Okay, so we're going to run that through. I'll show you the damage at the end, but it feels like he's just a steadily good champion. There's so much that's good about his kit. I'm getting free turn regularly up on his decreased attack, which is a massive ability for anybody. I can't even stress it enough. It's the single most important ability for anybody doing clan boss. If you haven't got it as somebody on an A1 attack like this, you really should consider like working him up. I know I did a takeover for Bionic. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Free-to-play player was trying to use Crimson Helm as his decreased attack champion. Coffin Smasher, from what I'm seeing here, would be 100 times better for his team to get his team to survive. Just consistently, look, we consistently have got decreased attack up all the time. As long as you've got it up all the time, you are going to last a long time into the fight. Let's see how we get on, and I'll show you the results. So here we go. End up coming in at 15.29 million. It's not bad at all, actually. Coffin Smasher alone did 3.3 million of that. Kale's done 6.2 million. He's obviously the poisoner. But Coffin Smasher's come in at pretty good level. Now, what I'm going to do is just try something a bit different here. So I want to pull in somebody who's going to keep them alive. I think I'm just going to take him out, pull in a Steel Skull, which I think is just going to change the dynamic slightly. And I think that's probably it. I mean, maybe what I do actually, so we've got Steel Skull. I'm going to pull in a Draco. I know it's a legendary, but what I want is to decrease defense and weaken to see what sort of damage we're doing on the A1s here instead. So let's just try this run. This will be more realistic of somebody that's perhaps pulled one great champion and a couple of epics and has got a couple of rares in the team. I don't know. But what I want to see is what sort of damage we do with a more kind of, I guess, clan boss ready team that we've got here. So you see here all of the debuffs already on. That's what you want. So we're doing what, 12k hit? 12k hit when we've got decrease attack, weaken and decrease defense on. 13k, 13k, 11k. So pretty much we're doing 40 odd k worth of damage every time he does an A1 when you've got those buffs up. 50 odd k on his A2. That's pretty strong for a rare. That is scaling pretty well for someone who's doing a free hit A1. So again, I'm gonna let this run through. I'll show you the results. But yeah, it looks decent. Okay, coming to the end again. And I didn't have Draco or Steel Skull in lifesteal gear, but we've done 21.6 million. Obviously, Draco's coming with a good chunk of that damage. But again, Coffin Smasher coming in at 4.2 million there. Really, really strong. I think he's basically the best rare in the game for decreased attack and general clan boss utility. Yeah, I think he is. I think he's got to be up there now. You know, you've got a few good rares already. I can't think of anyone else who does that decrease attack role as well as he does, as well as having another ability that's as good as his. So I feel like I need to do a bit of a rehash of the decrease attack clan boss guide that I've done and the poisoner clan boss guide. So there's been a few new champions now that have come out that probably throw them in the mix and it's a bit different. But overall, really pleased with him. And this is Nightmare, don't forget, guys. This is a tough level. You pull him back to brutal, hard, normal, and he will shine above everybody at that level. So that's really cool. I think the other thing to do then is to throw him into a Fire Knight run. I didn't even have good gear on Steel Skull at all, actually. I must have just thrown him in with rubbish stuff on. Never mind. So Fire Knights. Nobody loves Fire Knights. So people always say to me, don't just go straight to 20. Show us Fire Knight 15 or show us Fire Knight 13 or whatever. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw him into 16. But firstly, let me just check affinities here. So he is a blue. So actually, annoyingly, he's not good for Fire Knight's 20 in terms of affinity. It's quite frustrating, but then maybe by the time you get to 20, you'd want to be using somebody else anyway. So maybe we try 18, which is we're still pretty far up there. That's still a hard level. So we're going to go 18. We're going to go for, who should we use here? I'll have a play around. I'll find some people to use and I'll come back on. Okay, so here we go. This is a team then that's basically focused around, perhaps you've not been able to pull that counter-attack champion, or perhaps you haven't leveled up a Fellhound and got yourself the reflect damage. So we've got in here speed, defensive champion with some provoking going on, 2-hit A1 as well, which is going to help us on the Fire Knights. We've got the 3-hit A1 here and the HP burn. We've got, I think it's 3-hit A1 here from memory, and turn meter reduction. And then we've got someone in here just to give me that decreased defense as I'm going through so that I can clear the waves quicker. So I don't have an out-and-out healer. Hopefully Apothecary will give me a bit of healing going on. Let's give it a try. So yeah, I guess the main thing here is just seeing if he really brings that utility like we want him to. So, you know, he's not going to bring too much, but I mean, general damage is nice. That's a good thing. You know, he's got a decent amount of damage on his A1, decent amount of damage on his A2 as well. We're hitting here, what, 4 or 5Ks at a time? 15K hits across the board is decent. It's not insane, but it's decent. You know, for a rare coming in at level 18 where they've got pretty stacky defense. So, yeah, that's not bad at all. Obviously, we're kind of clearing through this quite nicely. So far, I don't think any of them have really had a proper turn. That's the first one there. Bit annoying now they're all going for him. Wake up, boys. He's got Unkillable on. There we go. Should get a decreased defense off soon from Madame Cerise. There she goes. Now we start getting the bigger hits in, and we should get through this quite quickly. Main thing is, when you get to level 18, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, it's just building a team that can actually get to the boss. No, two things. Get your team to the boss, but make sure the team have got enough multi-hitters to actually be able to break the shield. So, or a reflect damage, or a counter-attack. But you kind of got to think two ways. You've got to think, how do I actually get to the boss? You know, having someone with decreased defense is really important on that. Having somebody that can do some AoE damage is important there. But then when you get to the boss, how are you actually going to break the shield? And how are you going to control his turn meter? So Arminger's basically in here for that turn meter control. But we've got 3 hits here, 3 hits here, 2 hits, 1 hit, 1 hit. But you see here, now the turn meter starts kicking in. It's good. Didn't get the HP burn off there. Perhaps he's just a little bit too low on accuracy, or maybe... no, it's not 100%, is it? Not 100%. We've got nobody in here that does heal reduction. So once we get that turn meter down, we need to keep it down. Run inside the shield again. I don't think we're going to get Arminger's hit off. This might be tricky. Need to get some more multi-hits going. He's doing his big one instead. That's it. Let's go. Now we're doing it. Keeping that speed up. And again, let's go. Oof. We're going to lose it again. We're going to lose it again. 5 minutes in. Close. That decreased speed's not helping us. Still doing pretty chunky hits though. Yeah, so this is probably going to be the turn now. I think we're going to do it. But is he super useful here? I mean, he's a 3-hit A1. So anyone who's got multi-hit A1, it helps you break that shield. Which is exactly what we need to do. Didn't drop the turn meter there. That's annoying. Exactly what you need to do. So, you know, when I looked, I've done quite a few takeovers recently where I've looked at the team and I've been thinking, you don't really have any multi-hitters. So if you don't have multi-hitters and you haven't leveled up um, a reflect damage person, then I don't know how you think you're going to get through that shield. And if you can't get through the shield, there's no way you can win this fight. Although this is long, you know, I've got enough people in here that can actually get me through his shield to give me a chance. You know, and ideally, if I was building a team just to do this, then I probably would look to have a bit more in terms of like poison stacking up or sort of general utility that's going to help us through this. But I was literally just throwing stuff together because I was trying to pick a team that wasn't, you know, like a specialist team. Trying to be a bit more realistic with, you know, just, okay, these are champions I just happen to have sort of feel. It is long though. Sorry, it's long. Anyway, look, we're going to do it. You can see we're going to do it. That's going to be the end of the guide on Coffin Smasher. For me, fantastic new rare in Clan Boss. Literally like top draw. And yeah, I think if you're struggling for that decrease attack champion at last, hallelujah. If you're struggling for that decrease attack champion, then I would seriously consider taking him right up to 60. He's quite cheap to put. He's quite cheap to ascend. He's obviously quite cheap to put books into because he's a rare. So yeah, definitely worth considering, at least for a short-term kind of stopgap for you guys. This has been Hell Hades, signing out.